baby. I'm already live. We need to do our best. I've already done my best.
Oh, I got to turn that real quick.
I'm getting a juicy steak.
Hold on my YouTube chat real quick.
Chris, you also might have to move your shoes. Chris, you have to move your shoes too.
What's up?
Chris,
You have to move your shoes.
No.
Yeah, you can't have the Nike logo on there, brother.
Let everyone know, dude.
I love you, Ty.
I guess we're just sending it, dude.
Dude, Chris has way too many shoes, brother.
Turning that down.
Shit.
so sad.
Shoes. Yeah, you're chilling now, though, dude. Guys, look at my awesome wall. You like this?
Uh-oh. Hold up. Am I good?
Family and friends. Family and friends.
I mean,
Yeah, a lot of ninja merch.
All this stuff is mine. That's also just a helmet. I think that's fine.
You're chilling, dude. That's all your stuff.
All right, cool. Let's go, dude.
That's my logo, brother,
What's up,
on a
boys?
cutting board.
What's up, boys?
Chris, do you like my family fall football little sign there, dude?
Yeah.
You like that?
Dude, I don't know why it's there. I'd put it out in the front yard right now, man. It's fall.
Probably should.
Yeah. I think it'd be great.
Links are starting us hot already, dude. It says JB, opinion on the Packers game this weekend. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have you already heard? Jordan Love, questionable.
I looked at the DraftKings app right now in the past.
Devontae Adams is just out.
Yeah. That's why I picked the Browns, didn't I? When we did our picks. Let me check my Twitter real quick.
I believe you did. Ty, what are you about to say about DraftKings?
You were mentioning DraftKings, Jordan Love. They have right now. They don't even have Malik on the in the passing props. Right, it's just Jordan Love, and his over is 239.
Please, do you guys remember my bold prediction?
Chris, why are you lagging?
No, he's here now. He's fine.
Okay.
I do remember your bold prediction. Your bold prediction was that you believe that Jordan Love is he's gonna start earlier than he should. The incredible Vikings defense is going to injure him early, and then Malik will finish the game and throw an interception.
That's right, dude.
That is a bold prediction, Chris.
Thank you.
However, I will say that obviously, at some point throughout the show, we're going to be talking about some of our bets that we like. And it's funny you mentioned that, Chris, because a little mini spoiler, one of my little parlays is Jordan Love's under, even if he is healthy. Jordan Love's under. I feel like, his first week one, I think he had 250 yards, and he was playing against a subpar defense compared to, if we're believing in the Vikings hype right now and how incredible their defense is, and how they're getting pressure, blah, blah, blah. And the fact that Jordan Love isn't 100%, I believe that. I mean, I think that it's inevitable, if you will, or the signs are pointing towards like his under seems like a safe bet, especially if he gets injured, which is with your prediction. So, anyways,
dude, soft tissue, right? Like ligaments and tendons. It's just, and again, he could be doing great. He's young. That's always helpful too. But like, I don't know, man. It's not something you want to rush. And I know they're going to be careful with him, but I don't know. I'm still a little worried.
Yeah, dude. Guys, like you said, Chris, Devontae Adams out. Of course, it's trending now that he'll be in the Jets soon for a trade. Why not? Right. Max Crosby out. Evan Ingram out. Sounds like Chris Olave popped up with a hamstring today.
Oh no.
It's brutal time, dude. Meanwhile, for the Lions, Laporta practiced today. He's back, so the Lions should have everyone on offense other than I think Frank Ragnow.
Did you see the way that Campbell talked about him in the presser?
No, which one?
Dude, he's like, yeah, we had to put him down.
Had to put him down?
Like Laporta?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Ragnow won't be playing this week. We had to put him down. And everyone just memed it about like him killing Ragnow.
Dude, am I
so good?
Am I crazy, brother? Am I crazy? I have Devontae Adams in a league with Tyreek Hill. It's a league that I have 8. I might play Jameson Williams over Tyreek Hill this week.
That makes sense. I also do feel like
I feel crazy.
I feel like Tyreek is due, unless like it's an interesting question when I look at the Miami like situation right now. Right, we don't know when Tua's coming back. They're obviously struggling without a starting quarterback who knows how to get the ball in the hands of their weapons, and like they're obviously like their goal is to win, right? Clearly, it's still very early on in the season. Tua can come back potentially, or they can make a trade, and like they can obviously start winning a bunch of games, make the playoffs, maybe make a run. They have the offense to do it. Do they want to do that? Like, I guess that's a question that we don't know. I don't know the answer to. But when you look at their record right now and how they're performing in the offense that they're putting up, it's like, are they going to start trying to get creative and get the ball in the hands of Tyreek Hill in more creative ways, right? That don't involve throwing it to him. Is this the week that he breaks out? Right? He's been cold for 2 weeks, clearly, rightfully so. So I don't know. I feel you. JMO's also kind of not been performing as well as his first week one. With his
Even
usage.
week 2, yeah, he just had a down week 3, and that's the part that worries me, John. So I do think that the Lions' strategy against the Seahawks is going to be to lean on our run game, which means I think Montgomery and Gibbs both have solid fantasy days, but then and then who pops off? Is it going to be Laporta? Is it going to be JMO? Is it going to be St. Brown? Because the passing game is they're going to take their shots on Monday. But it's just like, where does the ball go? Because there's a lot of talent on that Lions offense. But again, if you need to shoot your shot, you have worse people than JMO.
It's wild to consider benching Tyreek. Right.
I know. Last week I was like, you have to play him. If you drafted him in your first round, you play him. I don't care if he's in your. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, he did nothing. Like they couldn't find a way to get him the ball. I think he went like 7 points. I think. Couple receptions, not a ton of yards. It's wild. Yeah, Chris, do us the biggest favor before you come in and share our fun announcement. Leave the Discord and come right back in. And I have a feeling that it's going to do wonders. I just have a feeling. Don't you, Ty?
Well, I don't know.
Talk to me, Chris.
What's up?
Dang it. It's going to be just a tad bit, but it's all good.
What's going on?
You're just a little laggy, dude. Just a tiny bit laggy. We can hear you, but it's like.
I don't hear that at all. I definitely just see like his camera's kind of sauce, dude.
You know what it might be?
What are you downloading a game right now?
No, my internet's just been weird since last night.
Well, yeah, it definitely is that. I mean, next time let's do it. So, have you tried turning it off and on again, Chris? The classic.
Yeah, I could do the router thing when we're done with this.
All right, man, sounds good. Well, Chris, why don't you share the fun announcement, my friend, if people haven't already figured it out?
Yeah, guys, so it's official. The Blevins Bros Sports Show is sponsored by DraftKings, right? So if you guys download the app on your phone right now, please use the referral code Blevins officially. That's going to be the code. And right now, you can place a bet, a $5 bet, and you get up to $200 in bonus bets instantly. That you guys can use for some fun plays.
Let's go.
I'm excited.
Love it.
Like this is the trajectory, right, boys?
It's a trajectory, 100%.
I'm ready.
Like, let's go.
One of my favorite things to do is to partner with brands that I already know and love and use, and it's no secret. I use it. So let's rock and roll. Real quick, I want to do kind of a new thing today. I do it sometimes like when we're not doing the show and I'm live streaming, I kind of write them down, but I want to do it live here because sometimes people are just tuning in for this and that's exciting. Q&A. If you guys see a question that you want in your stream for us to chat about, throw it in here. We'll chat about it. Ask us about anything. We're talking a little college ball today. We'll talk a little Tigers. We'll talk a little NFL as well. So this is your chance, Chad, to ask us a question, something you want to hear us have a conversation about that we didn't get super into on Tuesday. Excited to be able to answer some of those questions. In the future, wouldn't it be cool if we had a moderator on the outside taking phone calls like old school radio, brother, like AM radio? Somebody gets to pop in, dude. They get to just
screening calls.
We're adding that.
100%. 100%.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. Let me hear a question. Okay, sounds good. Remember, don't ask them how they're doing. Okay, and then every single time, no matter what. Hey, what's up? It's Jason from Chicago. What you got, buddy? Hey, how you guys doing? We just.
Oh yeah.
Producer just told you, brother. He just told you not to ask him.
Love that, man. We do have somebody asked, can I ask about fantasy? Of course, you can ask fantasy questions as well. And then another Bama versus Georgia.
Dude.
Gentlemen.
Let's just get right into Bama, Georgia for a second because that game fascinates me. The line has moved a little here and there. Let me just go check right now to get what the absolute latest is on it. Looking here at college football, that game's on at 6:30, I believe, on Saturday. It looks like it is at Alabama. Number 2, Georgia at Alabama. Bama is +1. Bama money line is -105. It was plus money recently.
It's just so close.
I know, and it was plus money recently. Georgia, Kentucky last week. I don't know if anyone got to catch that game. It was wild, dude. Georgia won 13-12, and it was very winnable for Kentucky.
I remember. I watched that game. It was fun.
100%. And Bama has not played anyone near as good as Kentucky yet. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Chris, what are your initial thoughts?
A lot of people are saying that this is going to be a bounce back game for Georgia. But you have to be concerned, right? Like, you've got to be concerned with that performance. Like, coming off of a performance like that and then having to play Bama, it's a different energy, right?
Yep.
It's completely different. So this is John, you always say that, like, this weekend is going to be a movie. Like, I'm so excited for that game.
College has been fun, man. College has been fun to watch. A lot of upsets. Same with the NFL. So very much unpredictability, man. I don't think there's been this many upsets in the NFL for quite some time, in my opinion. At least, this is our second year in our show. So definitely for us. I mean, again, just thinking about, like, how many wins I had the Steelers at, how many wins I had the Vikings at.
The Vikings, yeah.
How many wins we had the Patriots at, right? And all three of those teams just doing the exact opposite of what we predicted preseason. So, we got a stacked weekend for sure.
It's wild, dude.
Yeah.
I just think that game, Georgia-Bama, is going to come down to whichever quarterback can play, like, turnover-free ball. And that makes me lean a little Georgia, just because Carson Beck is really good at not turning the ball over. But Milroe's, like, big play opportunity. And I really do think, man, I've got Bama. I've got Bama in a couple of different parlays. I've got them individually as well. And my one nervousness is Michigan last year. Like, Michigan showed you how to beat Bama. They blitzed Milroe on like 40+% of the plays and got in his head, and he couldn't run. And if Georgia does that, it makes you nervous. But man, at Bama, that place is going to be rocking. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. I can't wait. Was talking to Jody. I was like, babe, Saturday, make sure that the calendar is clear. She's like, Michigan game? I was like, no, they play Minnesota. We'll have it on at our friend's house. But no, 6:30, Georgia, Bama. Let's go.
6:30 at night for Saturday, yeah?
That's right.
Yeah, yep. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching. I can't tell you. First time I've said this. I'm going to be watching college all day. Usually, Saturdays are my FF days. But
I love it, dude. I got a question here, boys. World Series predictions. You guys have
Tigers all the way.
Dude, Tigers taking the Tigers. Be honest. Be honest. No.
I made a bet a really long time ago on the Guardians. When they were like and I'm pretty sure they've clinched already. It was really early on. It was really early on in the season. They were almost never favorited, even when they were home. For some reason, they were very much underdogs pretty consistently. So obviously, I'm rooting for the Guardians, but of course, Tigers are like 99.6% favored right now to make it into the playoffs, right? And they're playing against the worst team in the MLB right now. So
historic.
I mean, yeah, they should win this.
Fellas, how about this? Since August 11th, the 5 hottest teams in baseball, I'll go from number 5 up and share their records. Number 5, the Atlanta Braves, 25-16 since August 11th. Number 4, the Padres, 25-15. Number 3, the Dodgers, 26-15. Number 2, the Mets, 26-14. And number 1, hottest team since August 11th, your Detroit Tigers, 29-11. 3 games over number 2, the Mets. And it looks like, we don't know, obviously we won't know yet. There's a couple options still. There's still a crazy option that the Tigers miss the playoffs. They shouldn't. They play either the Orioles, Houston, or there's an outside chance, I believe, that they also play the Braves. Of those 3, who do you guys like the Tigers' chances against the most?
Braves.
Really? I mean,
did I say Braves? Did I say Braves? I didn't mean Braves. Yankees. Sorry, Yankees. It's looking like in order. Orioles, Astros, Yankees in order of occurrence.
That order.
Yeah, I mean, we've already.
That's the order I like.
We already took the series for the Orioles once, right? Let's do it again.
They just still have some pitching problems. Like, the Orioles have great bats, but I think the Tigers are hot right now. They could hit. They could hit off the Orioles.
Right. It's all momentum. Baseball's all momentum, so it's not even a question.
And to answer your first question, John, like what team? Obviously, I'll be rooting for the Tigers, but the Phillies, man. I think they're like just a super complete team. They're playing really well right now. They're my team.
Okay. Ty, who you got?
Give me the Tigers.
The Tigers?
Oh, no, Royals, no way. Give me the Tigers and Guardians, dude. You're talking about to go all the way, or who we want to play?
Guardians, yeah. No, who you think's going to win the World Series?
I would love for the Tigers obviously to win. How crazy would that be, right? And then how cool would it be if the Lions go on and win it a week back to back? That'd be nuts.
Would be cool.
I mean, dude, like, can we just talk about Ohtani, dude? I think that the ability for the I don't think anyone scored more than 20 runs than that. Like, they have the highest win this year, right? For the MLB, 20 runs in a game, and that was 50 stolen bases, 50 or 51, 52 stolen bases, 52 home runs. Give me Ohtani, bro. And just for the excitement, I think it's good for the game. Dodgers have a lot of big fans over there, and Ohtani is literally the best baseball player in the world. So I think if we want the sport to thrive, we want Ohtani in the finals.
Dude, I'm picking. I hate that I'm doing this because, man, I feel like they're like the most hated. They're like the new Yankees, the Dodgers. It feels like if you're not a Dodger fan, you kind of hate them. If you're a baseball fan your whole life, we're kind of new baseball fans, and so I kind of like Ohtani and like watching them. Bro, it's watching the Dodgers lately, late at night. It's a movie, dude. They're like their crowd is as loud. Their crowd is louder than like half the NFL. Which is absolutely wild. So I'm going to pick the Dodgers. Yesterday they were down 2-0 to a pretty good Padres team, and I hammered them.
Why are they even trying?
$44 to win, and they did. I mean, dude, it's amazing to watch. You want to go with momentum?
No. That's not what I mean. So that's what you're saying. You're saying that they're playing their starters still because they want to just be hot, right?
Yeah. Baseball, it's all repetition, man.
It's not like football where you're super worried about injuries, just because that kind of physical load is a little bit different.
Yep. You'll notice, Ty, if you haven't already, I'm sure you have. You'll notice a bunch of teams are like not letting their best pitcher unless it's like they're still racing to the playoffs. They're resting them, right? So Scoobs hopefully will be ready to go for the first game that the Tigers have in the playoffs.
Sure.
And I love that. So for pitchers, that's it. But everyone else, you want them to keep hitting. Stay hot and keep hitting, baby.
Yep. Cool. Got it.
Tons of fun. By the way, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I learned it today. The wild card games, all 3 games are in the higher seeds home stadium. So the Tigers will not have a home playoff game unless they get past the first round. Right. Which means if they do, we are absolutely going to a game because that'll be the second round and it'll be a ton of fun.
I stand by what I said, bro.
Nope.
I stand by what I said.
Oh my goodness.
Do you guys have?
Go ahead, Chris.
I had one too. Do you guys have any way too early Stanley Cup predictions from 1987?
Way too early Stanley Cup. That's wild.
Brother,
all right, how about
I'm
this?
so pumped for the NHL, man.
How about I give you a favorite, and then how about I give you like an underdog who I think could make it?
Let's do it.
So, a favorite, I would say the Edmonton Oilers, right? McDavid, like let's get him back there, right? The odds on all these bets on DK are still pretty crazy too. So if you wanted to just sprinkle a little play on the Oilers, it's still like it's above 700, I believe. And then my like. I think they got a shot. The Nashville Predators. If you want to throw a dart,
sprinkle, dude.
I'm gonna say. Go ahead, Ty.
No, I was gonna read a different question. I don't know the NHL well enough.
I'll answer this one. I'll answer this one real quick. Dude. Give me Shesterkin. Okay, the Rangers have an absolute shot this year. As much as it pains me to say, outside shot. That young Red Wings team, dude. Why not Detroit? Why not us? They're young. They signed all their young guys to big deals. They're excited. Kane said, I want to come back here. I can't wait. I literally watched the Red Wings preseason game the other day.
They played well. Wasn't it like 4-2?
Yeah. I'm fired up. All right, Ty, go ahead.
Yeah. No, someone said, how do you feel about CJ Stroud and his slow start? And I got a little bit to say about this. Specifically, I'm going to steal what Chris was talking about earlier on the show if you guys are avid listeners. CJ Stroud had one of the most amazing rookie seasons of all time last year, like arguably one of the best in the NFL, probably a top 5. And to follow up a season like that is very difficult, right? You're almost always going to see regression after a season like that, right? How well he played, how little interceptions he threw. And so, yeah, I just think that it's going to take him a while to obviously get back into the groove as well. I personally
say it. I know what
I'm
you're
just
going to say.
I'm going to say it, dude. I personally think that when you just, for some reason, when you throw Stephon Diggs into the mix, you get a little bit of an identity crisis on offense. All right, the last couple of years of the Bills' offense, it was not as lights out. Diggs was the number one, but wasn't the number one. So, what's going on? Not everyone can eat. You got a Dalton Schultz, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs. And then when Joe Mixon's healthy, you got a great run game too. So I don't know, man. I think that obviously Stroud will find his stride. I think he has to. There's too much talent around him not to. But yeah, it's unfortunate for his slow start, especially since I drafted him in a couple leagues and
And just know, and I just want to, if you're a Texans fan or if you own Stroud in fantasy, okay, I want you guys to just watch this, okay? So they went against the Bears,
Great defense,
and then they had to follow that up against the Vikings.
Playing really good defense.
Okay? Right? That's not ideal. Okay, they both are very good, not just defending teams, passing defense teams. Right now they get the Jags. Okay, they get the Bills, Patriots. Packers are playing well. Right, the Jets, the Lions. Like they have a brutal defensive schedule. Brutal. Like they don't get a break. So they get the Colts again the 27th. They get the Jags. So you should see some positive regression this Sunday against the Jags. I think he'll have a good game. But man, they've got a really tough schedule. And if the Cowboys get healthy by November 18th, they're not easy to pass against.
I don't know, man. They're kind of looking like Swiss cheese right now. Even the Giants made them look ridiculous last night.
Right. Well, right. That was a rookie that got torched. But yeah, for sure, because they have some injuries. But
I'm gonna give Tyler his flowers here, guys. But first, a little test. So I'm horrible with dates. Horrible. Like I'm so envious of like 56-year-old men and women who can just, oh yeah, 1984 I was with this company for 10 years, and then 1996 I was with here for 8 years, and I'm like, I have no idea what year my kids were born. I'm horrible at this. So I would fail this question, but I'm gonna give you your flowers here, Ty. Do you guys know the date we did our last sports show?
Wait, the date we did our last sports show?
Yeah, the date. What was the date that we did our last sports show?
Today's Friday, right?
Today's Friday.
The 24th.
It was the 24th. On the 24th, on Tuesday, Tyler said, and I think I'm paraphrasing here, but Tyler, we're talking about CJ Stroud. We're talking about the Texans' slow start. And Tyler said something like, and I don't know if I want to say it, but there's a new guy on that team who was on the Bills before, and now he's on the Texans, and they're struggling on offense. Okay? That was on Tuesday, the 24th. On Wednesday, the 25th, NFL on ESPN tweets, Josh Allen explaining the approach that has led to the Bills' 3-0 start. Josh Allen says, it's a fun and wonderful thing when you got a bunch of guys that don't care about the stats. Brother, if he's not talking about Diggs, who's he talking about? He's not talking about Gabe Davis. I mean, dude, did you see that quote, Ty?
I didn't.
I had to triple check that was a real quote from ESPN NFL. Absolutely, Wednesday the 25th. It's fun and wonderful when you have a bunch of guys that don't care about the stats, and the Bills are rolling.
I just gotta say, there's something, it's like a fresh look, right? Like obviously, I haven't, I didn't play football growing up. I wasn't watching it in high school. There's something about like a fresh set of eyes where I just, like I've been a professional Halo player. I've been around the scene where like you can, there's things that go behind the scene, and there's a bunch of stuff that could affect teams, affect momentum, affect players, whatever. And it's like, that's just, it might not even be a football thing. It's just, listen, I noticed patterns, right? And the amount of people that were just like, Stephon Diggs is one of the best. They're number one wide receiver one. It's like, really? You know who's the number one wide receiver one without a shadow of a doubt? Justin Jefferson, right? Like, there's your guy, okay? And then, anyways, I just pointed it out.
But listen, there's also a really good clip of Diggs going up to somebody last week and high five him on the Vikings and being a good sport. Sure. So you know what? Maybe it was good for him too. Maybe the Texans are just fine, and Diggs is a great 100%. Teammate there, totally fine. But it was absolutely an issue in Buffalo, and it's crazy to pretend that it wasn't. And so hopefully both teams do better. Now, here's a question from Jay Stapes. in case we lost the last question. We didn't, my friend. We're ready for it. And let's do it. An official score prediction from each of us on the Monday night game, Seahawks at Lions.
Ugh.
Official score prediction from each of us.
I don't know, man.
All right. So I've been doing a lot of reading, and I told you guys I went in on the Seahawks a little bit just to see how they're doing this year. I mean, if you look categorically and statistically, they pretty much lead the NFL, and they're top 5 in almost every defensive statistic, including EPA. But part of that is a large part of who they've played, right? They have not played a super talented offensive team yet. That being said, I think that this is a power run game. Think like 6 offensive linemen, 12 personnel, play action, run it down your throat, and then take those deep shots when you see something you like. They do a good job disguising coverages, dude. Fun fact, they have the highest pressure rate without blitzing in the league right now. Right? So their pressure is getting home, and they're able to cover, with 7 staying back. So, I think this is a game that we try to run. Like, I don't think this is a Goff game. I think this is a Monty and Gibbs game. And I think we win a slugfest 24-22.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. I mean, the Seahawks beat the Broncos 26-20. They beat the Patriots 23-20. And they beat the Dolphins 24-3. I personally think, I think that they've proven it, even with our offense not doing that well. A lot of our drives have been quick drives this year when we do score. We don't have too many 8-minute, 9-minute crazy long drives, right? Because we have explosive players and we make explosive plays. So our defense has had to be back on the field more than I feel like any team right now in the NFL, because we were, I see us running the ball, clearly what Chris said, controlling the game, controlling the clock. So I don't think it's going to be a bomb fest of a game in terms of score. And I think that our defense is going to be very well rested. And I think that we can easily hold the Seahawks to 17 points. So I can see this game being a Lions 20 or 24 points against the Seahawks 17. I could see that. I'll say 17-24. Lions win. That's what I could see.
Now, here's the thing. I feel like no matter what, I get put on blast for being a homer, but I don't do this often. I don't pick a Lions blowout win every single time I pick them. I don't. I did say we were going to win by a lot last week. We won by we almost won by double digits. We covered. I thought that we should score more. I thought we'd score a lot more in the second half. It was leading that way for sure. You guys remember last year, that Saturday night game, December 16th against the Broncos? Broncos were coming in. They were winning games, a few in a row. Everyone's like, hey, Russell Wilson, not bad. Like, that defense is going to give Goff some trouble. I'm pretty sure if you go back to the tape of our sports show, you can almost certainly find Chris saying this is not a Goff game against this Broncos team. This is a run it down the Broncos. I almost guarantee it, because that's how their defense was too last year. Like, they were really good against the pass, and we kind of went into that game nervous. I remember I went into that game nervous. I'm pretty sure the Lions were a last leg of my parlay, and I was like, should I hedge? And we went out and won that game 42-17 on national television.
I will never forget that game, because that was the most relaxed I've ever been watching the Lions.
I think you may have said that, Chris. I think I remember you saying that multiple times throughout the night. I think we're all watching it at Dad's. I don't know if you were in town or not, Ty. And we're just having some drinks, and we're just, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I see it going like that. I see Monday night's game going like that game did for the Broncos and for the Lions. I think we're going to win. Give me 30-13 or 14. And it's going to be comfortable, and it makes no sense because of how they've beaten us in the last decade. The Seahawks have just kind of dominated us. I don't care. They've played.
We have not beat them since 2012.
Yep.
Yeah, we are on a losing streak.
They're without Pete Carroll. I know their stats are amazing right now, but they have played 3 putrid teams. They get absolutely rocked by the Dolphins if 2 is healthy. And so I don't think Kenneth Walker is 100%. I love him, and I like Geno Smith. I like this team. I think we dominate. And it's going to be a great win for us. And again, I have to eat a donut and pickle juice and hot sauce if they lose. So bring it.
And you also have to donate 1,000 bits to me. Thanks, Bob.
That's correct. All right.
All right, do we want to do some of our picks, Jimmy? Or and we got about 29 left.
Yeah, we still have 29 minutes. Just real quick, huge shout out to DraftKings. Thank you so much for partnering with us. New customers, if you bet $5, you get, up to $250 in bonus bets. It's a great offer here. Check it out.
Use code Blevins.
Use code Blevins. It's very easy to spell. BLE, V as in Victor, INS. Let's have some fun. All right. You want to go into okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's look at what we crafted, fellas, that already died. I don't want to call Tyler out because
it's not my fault, dude.
It's a 50-yard field goal, his first 50-yard miss, I think, ever in the NFL. Aubrey missed it, and our kind of 3-game parlay that we picked is dead because Tyler had Dallas -6. Dallas won.
Did I? No,
yes.
I don't think so. I had Dak Prescott's over. I had Dak
No, that
Prescott's
was
over.
the Thursday night
That's
game.
the other parlay.
This was the 3-game spread parlay.
Yep.
And you had Dallas -6.
That's not my fault, bro.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Vegas made a call. Vegas made a call, dude.
Here's the deal.
A direct line to Aubrey on the field, bro. The Dallas had a timeout too. They didn't take a timeout so that he could just get set and relax.
Dude, the worst part,
they rushed him out there when the clock was ticking.
Right. The worst part, Ty, is after he hit that 62-yard beautiful kick that could have gone for 68.
Yeah.
I just tweeted. I was like,
Yeah.
this is the kicker that Tyler's been waiting for.
Yeah. And then I retweeted it, right? And then what are the odds? How ironic that literally they ended up blowing the spread. He ended up blowing the spread at the end of the game. It's just the universe is so
It was
funny,
brutal.
man.
We were texting each other, just literally freaking out, right? Like, come on, kick it. All they have to do is if the Giants get a stop, they're gonna kick it, and we're like, yes. I'm pretty sure I was like, bang, all caps, and then boom, you missed the kick.
Boom, right. Missed the kick, dude. I should have predicted that the Giants. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The Dallas's defense is like Swiss cheese right now. I should have predicted that the Giants were just going to do nothing but run the ball and just try to. I don't know, man. They were just getting first downs. I said it was I
thought Daniel Jones played really, really well. I also thought Dable did a really good job. I don't know if you guys watched. Neighbors was everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think he lined up in the same place in a back-to-back play all game. They were putting him in motion. They were putting him in the slot. It was actually the most creative Dallas has ever been with CD too this year. They were super creative trying to get ram the ball as well. But dude, talk about the prince that was chosen, dude. Freaking Malik Neighbors is him. 100%.
They drilled him into the ground, bro.
He's a beast.
I don't know. They used him too much, in my opinion. He was getting beat up. And I think he
used him too much. The other guy, who's the other guy next to him? The other receiver,
Wendell Robinson.
He had almost exactly the same stats, yards with half the receptions.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I have neighbors in my team, and they had the other guy was going against, and they matched in fantasy. I was like, come on.
It was kind of the way the Cowboys were playing defense, right? Bend and don't break. Daniel Jones was just taking these quick routes that both of them are so good at, and just doing these little baby plays all the way down the field.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. And
I'll say this: if the Seahawks do win, I think they win like how the Giants played yesterday. Keep Jared Goff in that offense off the field. 8-minute drives. And if they score a touchdown instead of field goals, the Lions will be in trouble.
And here's the thing, man: they have possession receivers.
Yeah.
Right. They've got Lockett.
Yep,
they've
DK.
got Smith-Njigba. They've got DK. They have guys who can catch those balls and extend drives. And
yep.
Annoying.
Real quick before we go into here's what I'd like to do, Ty. Like what you said, I'd like to each of us go pick a spread of a game that we like. Turns out it can be either college or NFL, which is awesome. I'm going to stick NFL, but just in case you guys wanted to, and we can actually you know what? Why don't we do two? Why don't we do one college, one NFL? And if you don't know enough about the college, take a money line that you like, and that'll be just fine. Before we do that though, let's check on the latest injuries. Kittle is feeling fantastic about a week 4 return for the Niners. So there's that. The Lions are without their starting center, Frank Ragnow. Love, again, as we talked about earlier, is questionable for Sunday. Apparently, he said he was close to playing against the Titans, and the pregame workout went fine. And so they're encouraged, but he's questionable. The Eagles have ruled Smith out. Devontae Smith is out against Tampa. And Brown is questionable.
He was spotted at practice.
Yep. Laporta was a full participant in practice today. Justin Herbert still questionable. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go through every single team here, but those are kind of
Yeah.
like the big ones.
Joe Mixon's also, again, not that, which also worries me. I know the Texans, I feel like they should have. Who are they playing? The Texans are playing the Jaguars, right? After
Yep.
that terrible showing against the Bills, you would think that this is a very easy game for the Texans. However, I don't know.
Dude, Tank Dell out. Joe Mixon
Tank Dell
questionable.
out. Tank Dell out. Joe Mixon questionable. So again, I do like the Texans here, but then you have like last week against the Vikings, they were terrible because they couldn't establish even a fraction of the run game without Mixon.
Right.
They just weren't getting the job done. So then, at that point, it was just they were just kind of crippled, is what it looked like. So it might be the exact same thing. Like, are the Jaguars going to be that bad, and the Texans are still going to crush, or like, are we going to see a potential close game, potential bounce back game for the Jags?
Yep. I said I wasn't going to say anymore, but I actually am going to say this, dude. Jair Alexander for the Packers corner, likely going to be all over Jefferson, questionable.
Wow.
Brother, I'm telling you right
Yeah.
now, if he doesn't play, I would switch my pick to the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
If
Listen,
Alexander doesn't play.
I don't know, man. I still think that this is this is going to be a coach game, right? This is not going to be I don't think there's not going to be individual plays. I think they're going to change this game. It's going to be how the coaches play, and how they've drawn up how they want to go into this game, right? Like, I think that the Vikings, I'm telling you, man, if you watch that game, rewatch the Texans game, please. The home field advantage of the crowd of that Texans game, this Vikings, it was astonishing. It was astonishing how much they were impacting Stroud, right? And the Texans offense. Packers are going to be home here. I'm telling you, dude, I don't think you're going to see an incredible, again, it's not going to be electric. The Vikings are going to get exposed here, in my opinion, and I still like the Packers. So even if their starting cornerback is out, I don't care. I think Darnold's going to throw at least 2 interceptions, possible. Just he was, dude. There should have been at least 2 or 3 interceptions against the Texans, and the Texans just dropped balls. It was terrible. Everyone's saying he's on fire. I don't know, man. I saw a quarterback that got bailed out several times against the Texans, and that was just against the Texans. I haven't watched from start to finish any other Vikings game, so which I do need to watch the Niners game as well. I wanted to watch that. Anyways, that's my thought. I love the Vikings fans. All you guys Vikings fans out there, congratulations. You're 3-0. I'm always happy for teams that are succeeding, but I really do think that the Packers win here. It's just my.
So I do just have to mention this, okay? Just to affirm Tyler a little bit. Okay, you guys ready?
Thanks, dude.
Yep.
Yes.
Give it to him.
So, sorry, let me just look this up real quick. Okay, ready?
Yeah. What do you? I can't wait. I'm waiting
All right,
on
here we
bated
go.
breath.
Ahem. Carolina Panthers, 2021. Okay, 3 years ago. Fresh start for our boy, Sam Darnold. Okay, you ready for this?
Yep.
Comes out hot. Week 1, the Panthers beat the Jets, his old team, 19-14. Week 2, they smack the Saints, 26-7. Sam Darnold's 2-0. Then they beat the C.J. Stroudless Texans, because this was 3 years ago, 24-9. They're rolling. Sam Darnold is 3-0 with his brand new team. And they lose to the Cowboys. They lose to the Eagles. They lose to the Vikings. They get beaten by the Giants 25-3. They're recovering. They beat the Falcons. Okay, then they lose to the they lose to the Patriots. They lose to the Cardinals. They lose to the Commanders. They lose to the Dolphins. They lose to the Falcons. They lose to the guys. Sam Darnold's had a 3-0 start before. It wasn't a great season. So maybe. I'm just saying.
Again, he is Justin Jefferson. He is the best wide receiver in the world to play with. But
and Hawkinson coming back, and Addison coming back, and Williams playing well.
Yeah, and I also think his coach is way better now. So.
Yep, we'll see. I mean, listen, I'll share my. Are we saying our
Jones
our own parlays? Are we saying our own parlays that we like, JB? Right, or that we made?
We're gonna make one.
Or are we making our own? I thought we came in here with our own, or no?
Should I mention anything that I mentioned in my post that I'm
Let's do
posting
both.
soon? Or no?
Yeah,
Let's do both.
Let's do both. Let's each share what we like and why we like it for our own, and then let's craft another one since the Cowboys pooped the bed.
And then I forget. Are we showing? Do we have to show these? Like
Not
I'm
right now.
logged in.
Nope. That's for
Okay,
Chris
cool.
and I's. That's for Chris and I's
Oh.
post.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, then I logged in on I logged in, but obviously I don't have to do that. Okay. Great. So I'll go with my first parlay first. I did a little bit of research. It's a 3-leg. Odds are plus 553, right? 553. First off, I just want to say also, ladies and gentlemen, please gamble responsibly, bet within your means, set a limit, be intelligent, be smart, and have fun. All right. That being said, we don't even know if Jordan. So this might even be voided because we don't know if Jordan Love's going to start or not. But I do believe in the Vikings defense. I do, right? And I do believe that Jordan Love is not 100% if he is going to start. So this might be voided. It might not. I like the under on Jordan's passing yards. His week 1, he was going up against who did the Packers play week 1?
Eagles.
Okay, really?
Yeah, remember? We watched it in Detroit.
Yeah, he had 264 yards. 264 yards. I personally think that the Eagles defense is solid, but I think that right now Vikings defense is much better. He's coming off of an injury. I like the under there for 242 yards. Andy Dalton, ladies and gentlemen, the Bengals have one of the most Swiss cheese offenses I've ever seen. And Andy Dalton,
defenses.
Thank you. Defenses. I'm choking here. And Darnold threw for over 200. I have it pulled. I think it was like 200 something yards, right? 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. I think actually his over right now is 226. Okay, they're not going to. I personally don't think that they're going to be running the ball here. Okay, I think there's a very big opportunity that the Bengals might go up early. I actually, believe it or not, I do like the Panthers here in general. But I think if this gets out of hand, he's going to be throwing. All right, he's going to be forced to throw, and it's also against a shredded Bengals defense. So I like the over in his passing yards, which is 226.5 at DraftKings. And then, ladies and gentlemen, got Jaden Daniels, Commanders versus the Cardinals. Both defenses, absolute paper, just wet bags. It's going to be a shootout. I also like the over here in general, just talking about the score. It's only 212 yards. Okay, McLaurin had an absolute dominant game. I think that this is another simple over for Jaden Daniels. 212. So I did all QB. Right.
Wow.
Real quick. Checking something for you too. See if it might. Any news on Budda Baker? He was a full practice participant Thursday. Okay. I was going to say if he's out, I love that even more, but he's playing. Okay. So Ty, say those 3, each one again, and what the odds are.
We got Jordan Love's passing yards under 242.5. That's minus 115. Andy Dalton's over 226.5. It's minus 115. And then Jaden Daniels over 212.5. Minus 115.
And pulled all together is plus. And that parlay?
553.
553. Okay. Cool. Chris, you want to go?
Yeah, mine changed a little bit, guys. So I'm gonna have a new bet for everyone.
I'll be tailing this group.
If anyone wants to tail. All right, but let me get into it, guys, because Tyler set it up perfectly. He gave me the perfect introduction to my matchup of the week. That is the Arizona Cardinals versus the Washington Commanders. Guys, I'm so pumped for this game. I'm really excited to see Kyler Murray go against Jaden Daniels. I think that they're 2 really fun quarterbacks to watch just in general. And it's in the 3:00 slate, which sucks this weekend. So it should be the game that blows up on unless you've got your favorite team. It should be the one that's on your main screen on the 3:00 slate, guys. So here we go. Okay. The Washington Commanders, guys, have the highest percentage scoring on drives. They score on 64% of their drives, number 1 in the NFL. That's the Commanders. Okay? Guess what they also give up? They give up points on the most amount of drives in the NFL. They give up points on 70% of drives. That defense is paper thin. Okay? In this matchup, you have 2 of the worst passing defenses. I think it's like 47th and 51st in success rate. I think Arizona's 31 and Washington's 32. They are giving up passing plays. Okay? Like, I think Washington is going to want to try and run with Robinson, but I think that they're going to have to pass. And I think that this is going to be a shootout like Tyler said. So the line moved, but I have 3 plays that I really like in this game. I love the over, which I loved it at 50. On DraftKings, the over is now 49.
We love that.
Okay. Then if you guys go into receiving props, I just love both number 1 wide receivers to pop off against both of these terrible secondaries, right? So I love I love Marvin Harrison Jr. His line is now at 71.5. I still like it. That was like the max that I would take it at. And then Scary Terry's dropped. It was 56.5. It is now 45.5. Terry McLaurin. I like him over
54.
45. 54.5. Yep.
Yeah, 54.5. Got it. Nice.
So if you parlay,
Terry.
if you parlay all three of those together, it is plus 395. And it's just a nice little play for the 3 o'clock slate. I love it.
Thanks for giving us a same gamer, my friend. Here's I tell you guys this all the time. If I can find a game that is giving the team I think has a chance to win points, I love taking the points. So
Yes.
I have a 3-leg parlay here. Ends up being plus 561. Starts at Chicago. I have the LA Rams plus 3. Actually, right now, that still is the same. The Rams plus 3. Here's the thing. As I've told you a lot last
This line
year,
is moving, by the way. I've been staring at it, like at all these lines. These lines are moving like crazy right now. Sorry to interrupt.
Right.
It's
To all
wild.
these injuries. Yeah.
100%. So here's the thing. Like, yes, the Bears have an awesome defense. Yes, they're at home. They have done nothing on offense. They have shown nothing. And so to me, the Bears are at, like, I'm not touching the Bears on anything until they prove it. Show me that you can do anything on offense, that you can put some drives together, score some touchdowns, and allow that defense, which is playing out of their mind, the chance to get a little breath and catch your breath. I listen, and then give me coach and quarterback. And if you can find a matchup where the coach and the quarterback are both better than the coach and the quarterback on the other side, I just love it. So the Rams getting points to me is kind of wild. Give me the Rams plus 3. Give me Stafford and McVay over Eberflus and Caleb Williams until the Bears prove it. Could be a get-right game for the Bears. I'm not touching it until I see him prove it. Then I've got the Steelers. That actually moved from 1.5 to 2. I still like it. I still like the Steelers minus 2. They're much better than the Colts. And man, unless Anthony Richardson runs for 180 yards and throws 4 just darts down the field for 50-yard bombs, I don't see how Watt doesn't just eat him up. So the Steelers minus 2 to me is I still like it, even though I had him at minus 1.5. And then
you can also tease it to 1.5, by the way, and still get really good odds.
You could.
It's still minus 118.
Yep.
He's been really hard to watch. He's been jumpy in the pocket. He's throwing on the run when he could set his feet. It's been a tough start of the year for Anthony.
Yep. And then my third is that same game that both Chris and Ty have talked about now. It's the Commanders Cardinals. The Lions hangover. I think it's real. Kurt talked about it last year quite a bit. Kurt Benkert. He talked about how when the Lions are just a physical team. When Dan Campbell got there, bite your kneecaps, all that funny stuff. But he has that team playing physical every single week. Teams are affected afterwards by that. And they just played the Cardinals. They beat them. The Cardinals were limping. I mean, the Lions were too. It's just a very physical game last week. The Commanders are coming off of a big win. Both quarterbacks are going to be able to throw the ball, I think. I think the Commanders could win, but you can get them at plus 3.5, which is what I have them at. So I've got Rams plus 3, Steelers minus 2, Commanders plus 3.5. That should land you somewhere around plus 561.
Nice. That's a big one.
Hey, very nice.
Very nice. Now, what I'd like to do, fellas, is I'd like for each of us to do what we did on Tuesday, but try again. Try again.
Let's try again.
It's gotta be a spread or an over/under. We'll change the rules a little. It doesn't have to be a spread. It could be an over/under. One pick each that you like the most going into the weekend, and then I'll share my fun college football one at the end. W's in the chat if you're tailing, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude. I mean,
I don't want to. I'm trying not to repeat.
I know. Me too. Listen, I think right now, and you guys might not like this, I think right now that the Buffalo Bills are the best team in the NFL. I think that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He's playing just super red hot. The Baltimore Ravens struggle against the passing game, and right now that the Bills passing game is hot. It's incredibly hot. It's hot. It's liquid fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to tease it a little bit, but because right now their spread is plus 2.5. Again, I think the Bills win this outright. I do. But again, you're going to give me points at a team that I think is going to upset, right? Or I think is going to win. I love that. So if you go to plus 3.5 for the Bills, it's minus 147. So
Ooh, I like teasing it. I like teasing it to a field goal.
I love teasing it to a field goal. Absolutely. By the way, when I look at spreads, that's what I go for, right? Like I don't like +1, -1. I don't like, or like the 2.5s, or I'm sorry, like 1.5s, 2.5s. Like give me over 3.5, right? Because a lot of people win by field goals when it's tied, a lot, and I don't want to push, right? I don't want a +3. So I think +3 is a scam. Why would you ever just, you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways.
So Ty, yours is you're teasing the Bills plus 3.5.
Bills plus 3.5, dude. Again, I think that they win this game outright. Personally, my opinion is my opinion. They obviously could get shredded, but the Ravens just still haven't found their.
Cancel me if you want. Just cancel me.
Listen, man, I think this is going to be a rough game for the Ravens, man. Like yes, they obviously went in to beat Dallas. Dallas almost just lost to the Giants. So I think this says a lot about Dallas and really shows that the Ravens, who started 0-2, by the way, like could very well be 0-3, and they're struggling to get in the groove and get going. They look like a shell of their former selves compared to their offense last year and how well they were playing. And the Bills right now are firing on all cylinders after a slight rough start against the Cardinals. So, dude, yeah, I think the Bills keep this momentum going for sure.
All right, I did it too, so I'm with you there. Chris, what's yours?
So the Jags are not good. There's rumblings around the league that like people don't want to be in the building. There's not good energy in the locker room. I thought this might be like, I'm seeing this now as a get right game for the Texans, is what I'm seeing. Okay. I still think ETN has a good game because of the way the Texans play defense. They like to line up in nickel a lot. Like they don't like to line up in base because their linebackers are like exploitable. But I still think that Stroud goes off, just like Josh Allen went off. And so I like, if you could get it down, I like a little tease to 4.5. I like the Texans to win by 5 or more.
I mean, that is still a minus 143. Very nice. Very juicy.
Texans minus 4.5.
Yeah, touchdowns a lot, dude. I think it's a lot of points.
Again, I like it, but not for a parlay. I don't like it for a parlay.
For sure. And by the way, statistically, everyone, I just want to say that if we're talking about sports betting in general, I believe that like we're obviously cooking up some parlays in the kitchen right now, but feel free to also see so how you're supposed to do a parlay in terms of a unit size, guys. All right, is like, let's say, so like right now my unit size is $125. That's my unit size. I have a limit that I set as well, so I never go over how much I can deposit into any of my accounts. So your parlays are supposed to be like, what is it? Chris, 1/3, 1/4 of what your unit size is.
But because there's no official rules. We got to be very careful.
There's no official rules, but again, that's
you don't want to bet. You don't want to bet as much on a parlay as you do on like just a normal bet, right? Because the odds are higher.
Right. So feel free to also take these individual bets that we're talking about, guys, that we like, and just doing them individually, and then
you can just play them on their own.
Exactly, and then a small unit, or a lesser of your normal size unit on the full parlay. I get ahead of myself, dude. I just, Chris, like the last 2 days, I've been reeling myself in on how much I'm putting on. Sometimes I'm even going over my units, right, on parlays. So I gotta like reel back in, and get
Dude,
back
I like
to
that, man. It's good practice.
Good.
Guys,
It's good
call me crazy, but what I like the most to make this our one together. What I like most is
with a hot one.
No, it's not. It's not hot. I actually think it's actually the least amount of odds out of all of them. But it brings us to a nice plus 348, which I like.
Okay.
And I just
give
me the Lions money line. Give me the Lions money line.
Lions to win.
Oh yeah, you're right. 175. That's not all right. All right.
Give me Lions to win.
That's fun. That's fun, John. I like that.
I like it because we can all be hanging out and having something to cheer for here.
All right, cool.
Boom. Okay, sweet.
I locked it in.
Let me share what I've got for college. Feel free, Chris and Ty. Feel free to tag along if you'd like, but you don't have to. And okay. I'll tell you which leg I'm the most worried about as well. This is a 5-pick plus 672. SMU is back, baby. They're back. They have a home game against one of the worst programs in football, Florida State.
And programs, right?
Programs. Like, dude, it's what
Pilgrims?
programs. It's what McAfee says. It's hilarious. I love how he says that.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Florida State is just they're dude. If they're still starting their quarterback, they just don't have another one.
Hey, I'm sorry. Are you saying Pam or Pam?
I can help with the whole Pan situation.
And
All right, give me North Texas at home against
Wait. Sorry,
Tulsa.
God, was that SMU money line?
SMU money line, dude. SMU money line. It's minus 230 last I looked.
Yep.
Now it's minus 218.
Okay.
So, and they're at home, by the way. That's going to be Saturday night, 7 p.m. Can't wait. I'll be going back between that and Bama, Georgia. North Texas against Tulsa at home, minus 258. Tulsa's bad. North Texas up and coming. Bowling Green at home against Old Dominion, minus 360 there. Now,
Okay.
here are the two that make it juicy. Just a little bit of juice is good. Wake Forest at home. They almost beat Clemson last year at home. They're playing Louisiana. I'm a little nervous about that one because Louisiana's fun, but that's minus 180. Wake Forest is at home. I like it. And then my last one is Bama. Bama money line.
money line?
Bama money line to win at home. And if you don't like that, sub it for Georgia. Sub it for Georgia. And it's the same. It's the exact same. Pretty much the exact same odds. That gets me to plus 672. Someone goes, sooner or later, FSU has to show up. No, they don't.
Yeah, that's see. I feel like college, like they're already doing so bad,
Dude.
right? And I like how many comeback stories are there, right? In college, you've lost a couple, you're already pretty much done for, right? You lose two, you're pretty much like your season's over, right? I
feel like it might be really hard to motivate your locker room if the goal was the playoff and you know that that's out of your reach already.
Exactly.
They lost to Georgia Tech, who's already lost to worse teams. They got blown out by Boston College, who's also, I think, already lost to a worse team. They lost to Memphis, and they barely beat California, and they only scored 14 against Cal. It is they don't have to get right. And then they play Clemson, and then Duke and Miami and North Carolina and Notre Dame. I mean, Florida State might not win until they play Charleston November 23rd.
Oh my God.
It's brutal, dude. It's brutal. Bad time to be a Florida State fan. At the moment,
tough.
fellas.
Maybe listen, I agree, dude.
Hey, who's Monday night? Aren't there two Monday night games this week?
The other one is the Dolphins and the Titans.
Yeah, that's going to be an absolute abomination to witness. I'll be staying up.
I'm not even kidding, dude. If I was a Dolphins fan, I might at halftime just switch over to the Lions game. You know what I mean?
You know, what are you watching for?
Dude, I hate when teams lose their quarterback. I freaking hate when teams lose their quarterback. It just makes
We were talking about
it's so annoying.
You got to have someone in the back. Listen, you got to have a backup. I feel like I really do feel like what do we say? You can't. It's almost impossible to win games without a quarterback, right? Your quarterback is the star player. He's the most important player on your team. Explain to me how everyone doesn't have a solid backup. Like we, you know what I mean? Why do kickers miss, bro? Listen to me. 8 billion people in this world. You mean to tell me that we don't have we can't have and again, another thing. I know that this is. I'm going on a tangent here.
I want to be you right now. This is what you sound like. Okay.
All right, dude.
Wait. So I want you to answer this question, and you have to be honest.
Okay.
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 Give me the number of number one quarterbacks. Okay. So like starters. That you would want. So starters this year that you would want to start for the Lions.
I mean, the number of quarterbacks that I would want to start for the Lions.
Right.
I mean,
so like
there's
there's
there's like 6 or 5.
I think there's like 12
right,
to
maybe
15.
12.
Right?
All right.
But even then, this is what you're saying. Why can't everyone have a competent backup when there's only 17 people I trust to do the job right now?
All right, dude. Listen, at the end of the day, I mean, listen, there's got to be little gems. There's got to be little birdies everywhere that we can just, you know what I mean, that every team can have. Because like your whole season's done if your guy goes out. That's all I'm saying.
No, I hear what you're trying to say, Ty. I think you just made it make even more sense the way you said it now. I will say this though. Like you look at the difference between Green Bay and Miami. Jordan Love is out too. And it's not because of Malik Willis, it's coaching and it's how the team's built.
Yes.
Miami's
yes,
built
we
with
don't
superstars.
You don't start rookie quarterbacks. Like, at least the Packers. The Packers don't start rookie quarterbacks. They let them learn behind somebody who's talented, right? And they don't feed them to the wolves. Okay? And just look what happens to a lot. I mean, a lot of other rookie. Just look at a lot of. Just look at that. Right? I love the way the Packers do it. I love it. Right? Let's not get them reps. Right? Let's not throw them in there and let them learn. It's like, listen, they'll learn and not get injured. I don't know. I love the way the Packers do it. I'm a big fan of it. And again, I don't know. All right, I'm done talking.
Real quick, last thing before we do our final shout out. Somebody goes, I like the Lions, started getting into college ball. Who should I root for? The Natty Champs, baby. The Natty Champs. You want to watch some tough-nosed football? Michigan just beat a top 10 program with 34 passing yards, bub. You want to watch some Big Ten football?
That's
Go
awful,
Blue.
by the way.
No, it's amazing.
I will say there are two really fun orange teams right now. If you're not going to get on the Michigan bandwagon with us as the Detroit boys, Tennessee, and what's the other one, John? And Texas.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say
fun.
Clemson. I was like, what?
They're both super fun to cheer for right now. They're both are projected to do pretty well and to make the playoffs. So those could be some fun teams to root for if you're not down for the maize and blue. With
and
us.
those SMU Mustangs, baby, they're back all the way back to contenders for the ACC, baby. Let's have some fun.
Sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the sports show. I just want to give one last final shout out to DraftKings. Thank you so much for sponsoring this segment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a new customer and you use code Blevins and you bet $5, you can get $250 in bonus bets instantly. Don't forget to use code Blevins. It's BLEVINS. It's right there next to my beautiful brother Chris's name. Promo code Blevins. And have fun. Have fun this weekend. Let's enjoy the games, and we will see you guys on Tuesday.
Yep. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Blev Bros Sports, and we'll be putting content out. We have a bunch of videos we'll be posting as well. We'll see you soon. Enjoy the weekend.
Goodbye, everybody.